Okay, I want to be talking to science students today, or those who love biology or who love knowledge in general. Did you know that hunger does not come from the stomach? You don't see with your eyes, you don't feel with your skin, you don't smell with your nose, you don't taste with your tongue, neither do you hear with your ears. You might be wondering, what's this young man saying? Yeah. Okay, I'll give you a few examples to back up my claim, my scientific claim that you don't see with your eyes or smell with your nose or hear with your ears or feel with your skin or taste with your tongue. Neither does even hunger comes from the stomach, or neither does sleep comes from the eye. Okay? For example, for you to perceive smell, number one, chemical substances in the air will first of all dissolve in the mucous layer of the nose. Now, when this dissolution takes place, nerve impulses will be created and they will be transmitted along what is called the olfactory nerves to the olfactory lobes of the forebrain. When those impulses reach the olfactory lobes of the forebrain, the olfactory lobes will now interpret what was perceived and send the message to the nose. That is when you know that yes, that you're perceiving something, that your nose is smelling something. The olfactory lobes is the part of the brain that is responsible for making an individual to become aware of smell in its environment. So you see, without the brain, the olfactory lobes of the brain, you have nose, but you can only use the nose to carry out breathing, but not for smelling things. You see, the second one is vision. Vision comes from the brain. Your seeing, your sight. For an image, for you to see, first of all, the image must first be registered in the retina of the inner eye. Okay, so when light enters the iris controls the amount of light entering the eye. So it passes through the cornea, the lens, deep into the retina. From there, messages will be sent through the optic nerves to the optic lobes of the brain. On reaching the optic lobes of the optic lobes of the brain, of the midbrain in particular, will now interpret what was seen and send the message to the eye on the retina. Then you become aware of what you have seen. What about hunger? Hunger does not come from the stomach. The brain is responsible for sending messages to the stomach to letting you know whether you are full or whether you're empty. Okay, and the part of the brain responsible for controlling appetite or feeding is the hypothalamus. You see, hunger comes from the brain. Your feeling, your body balance, these things come from your brain. So you see the reason why you need to take good care of your brain. I want to be talking to many persons who practically abuse their brain. For example, they smoke in so many toxic substances, so many smoke particles which are injurious to the health of the brain. Now, when you begin to put in things that are not consistent to the favor of the brain, they will begin to degenerate the brain's function. And if the brain damages, an individual is finished. For example, urine does not come from your kidney just like that. Okay, the brain stimulates the endocrine gland to produce a hormone called antidiuretic hormone, which regulates urine production. So many things are done by the brain. The brain's function is not restricted to being intelligent or being brilliant or have the ability to remember things that you were taught or things that you read. It goes beyond that. So you stop putting toxic things into your head. Stop smoking. Stop taking things that can damage your brain. And you learn to exercise your brain. Engage in brain exercise, in studying, in reading to improve your mind. So there are so many more things the brain does, but time would not allow me to share them to you. Click the follow button for more.